Hello and cheerio, everybody. It's another edition of Coffee Time with Vaughn. That would be me. Nothing quite satisfies like a good cup of joe, wouldn't you say? It's good to the last drop. Sorry. Oh, I don't know what's going on in my head. Nobody does. Doctors have tried to find out. Nobody can do it. I tell you what, gang. Okay, this is my 1965 Bassman that I have had this beautiful little 112 cabinet built for, and it's because I actually used to have a blackface deluxe reverb. I sold it here a little while ago, and it was a 1965, an early 65, an amp that a lot of people, really think a lot of. But the deluxe just didn't quite have the balls for me. Not that I like balls or anything, for the record. Okay, at any rate, the 2.6V6s, it just didn't quite have the oomph that I like. Now, mind you, the main amps I play through, is of 410, blackface, super reverb, and a Marshall through either 410 or 412 cabinets. So it's kind of hard for a single 12-inch, to really get it when that's what you're used to, if you know what I mean, right? Okay, so anyway, I have told you that this is one of the most killer guitar amps in the world, and I got to tell you the honest-to-goodness truth. But first, I think I drink another cup of cherry. Just a sip. And yes, for the record, it is coffee in the cup. Okay. Now then, I'm going to go ahead and say that the proof is in not the pudding, but in the hearing. I hope you've got some pretty good monitor speakers hooked up so you can really hear this thing. Right now, I am in the Bassman's, what they call normal channel. It's got, the first channel is called bass instrument, and the second channel is called normal. And the normal channel is, for a fact, very straight up blackface Fender sound. And I want to mention, by the way, a couple of things. The first thing I should mention is the Bassman, of course, has no reverb, no tremolo, no master volume. Each channel just basically has volume, treble, and bass, and darn it, that's the way, I like it. Okay, so I am through the normal channel with the bright switch on, the treble's at 5, the bass is at 7, and this amp has a vintage Fane 12-inch 4-ohm speaker in it. The Bassman's output tranny is technically looking for 4 ohms. It would like to see 4 ohms. It operates most perfectly and efficiently at 4 ohms. I'm going to tell you right now, I flat out love this Fane speaker. Now, I'm also going to tell you that they're almost impossible to find anymore, and when you do find them, they're extremely expensive, and if you blow them, which ain't likely, it's pretty difficult to get them reconed as well. So, having said all that, I started dreaming, and I asked Wayne at WGS and everybody there, would they be able to make me some 4-ohm speakers that I could try to compare to this Fane, because quite honestly, this is a very high watermark, but I want to see if any of the WGSs, as a single 12, can carry as much whoop-ass as this Fane does. Okay, so in the Bassman's cabinet is the Fane. And over on this side, let's see, my left, your right, I have my Buress DC quick change cab, which I am so incredibly thrilled about. Go back and read my old blog about it if you want to. Which actually, I think that would be the concert video one. The Buress cabinet is a nice lightweight Baltic birch cabinet. The cool thing about it is it's got a quick change system. You can literally change speakers in this cabinet in 15, 20 seconds, and you can run it in either open back or close back mode, and you can switch between open and close back in about 2 seconds. I've got it in open back mode right now, so it will be equivalent to of course, a fully open back of my my Fender cabinet over here. Actually, my custom-made Fender cabinet. What I've got loaded in it first is a Reaper HP 4-ohm. And by the way, I just want to mention, if you're looking for a speaker from WGS that maybe isn't quite what they have to offer, hey, feel free to ask. Send an email, give them a call, and say, here's what I'm looking for. I want one of your whatever, your Reapers, but can you make it in 4 ohms for me, for instance? The answer's not always going to be yes. They say God answers prayer with 3 answers: yes, no, and maybe. Well, WGS would probably answer it with yes, no, and it'll take time. Okay? Having said all that, you know what? If you call the Gibson Custom Shop and you say, I want a custom guitar, they're going to say it's going to take time too. So anyway, WGS is one of the few manufacturers in the world or in the country that you can do that. It actually has a custom shop department, and you can have speakers custom made just for you. I'd like to see you find that anywhere else with any other major speaker manufacturer. And now for another sip of coffee before we begin. I know you're just chomping at the bits, but you'll have to wait. I'm in a rather goofy mood today. Okay, so here she is on the clean channel, and I'm going to do a little of that stuff that Fenders do so well. Right? That's the kind of clean stuff that Fenders are known for, right? I love the... end up just fully on the neck pickup, like... Okay, so that's pretty straightforward Fender stuff, right? And the truth is, the Deluxe could do that, but not quite with that much oomph on the bottom end. Now, I got to tell you, by the way, I don't know if you're looking at this little volume meter here or if you can read it. It's set at 110 decibels, which means when the meter is right straight up in the middle, that's 110 decibels. As it goes past, it goes up to... Okay, when the meter's maxed out, that's 106 dB, and when it's just starting to move, that's basically 100 dB. So it goes from 100 to 106, right up in the middle is 110. Or, 116 when it's maxed out. You got, okay, meter just barely starting to move, that's 100 dB. Meter right up in the middle, 110. Meter bending over the post, that's 116. There we go. And by the way, we're probably about 5 feet from both cabinets. This is a triangle between this amp and this amp, 5 feet from the volume meter to each amp. And that is reading about... Okay, so that's reading about 114 dB. Just kind of remember that, because we're going to switch back and forth between several speakers. And that was right... That was right there, right? Okay. Now I'm going to show you. So far, you've listened to this amp and you've said, hey, big deal. I'm paraphrasing, but you did say that, right? Okay. Here is the big deal. I'm now going to take a sip of coffee, and then I'm going to do something that's really quite extraordinary. I'm going to remove the jack. And I'm going to insert it into the bass instrument channel. The bass instrument channel is set up about the way... I'm sorry, lost myself there. Bass instrument channel set up about the same way that the normal channel was. And I'm going to switch back to my bridge humbucker here, because this is what's so cool. It was a Fender before, right? You know the old Saturday Night Live skit? What was it? First it's a floor wax, then it's a dessert topping. Okay, well first this is a Fender, and then... it's a Marshall. Is that awesome or what? Okay, you gotta admit that's pretty stinking cool, right? I mean, I'll also admit, by the way, I'm using a little rack here that's got some mic pre's and a couple limiters in it, and it's actually beating the living bejeebies out of the limiters. What was the volume there? Okay, yeah, so that's about 116 dB of kick your hiney. Okay, so let's just do a little comparison now and go between. This is the Fane, and I've got this loaded with a 4 ohm Reaper HP over here. And man, I'm telling you, I have not heard it yet. I don't know what it's going to sound like. Oh, hey, next, by the way, if you want to watch all through the series, next I'm going to go to a G12C, which is the awesome American speaker. And then to a Veteran 30, which is kind of the ultimate in British tone, and then to the ET65. I'm not sure, but in my heart of hearts, knowing what I know about these speakers, I'm thinking I'm going to really like the ET65 with this amp, because the ET65 has got a really big, juicy bottom end on it, which is, for me, what I'm absolutely looking for out of a single 12 combo, right? I mean, again, I'm used to 410s, 412s, 812s, and a single 12, it's very difficult to please me with the amount of bottom end, okay? So, and I'm thinking the 65 is going to be it. I'm going to save that one for last, but right now, it's a Reaper. The Reapers are probably WGS's best all-around go-to speaker. If you've got an amp that you really love already and you're not really trying to change it, you just want a really great sounding speaker. In other words, you're not trying to fix a problem, you're just trying to let the openness of the amp be what it is. It's a good speaker. Balance between high, mids, and lows, breaks up a little bit, but not too terribly early, that kind of thing. Okay. By the way, I'm filming this from my own house, and as I'm looking out my patio door, I see my dog Rosie has just helped herself to a can of dog food from the garage, and she's now attempting to open the can, and she's not good with a can opener. Okay, just thought I'd share that. So while I'm on this distorted sound, let's switch back a little bit and see what we got. Like, let's just do that the big open G chord thing. To the Reaper. Huh, okay. Well, the Reaper is definitely brighter. It's louder, too, a little bit. Let me see, what does the meter say? Actually, I believe what the meter says is, help me, please. Yeah, it is bending over the end, so it's more than 116 dB. So yeah, we've definitely picked up a little volume. So if volume is important to you, that's pretty stinking awesome. Now back to the Fane. And can you hear those different frequencies at which it's kind of naturally wanting to feed back? The Fane is definitely a little bit lower frequency than the Reaper is. Let's see. Let's do. I was just thinking of something I wanted to do, and I can't remember what it is anymore. Oh yeah, the Bryan Adams' "It's Only Love." I love that when I'm looking for kind of a crunch tone like this. I'm so sorry. Okay. Over to the Reaper. Back to the Fane. Okay, I hate to say it, but for the very first time ever, I've actually found a speaker comparison with WGS where I think the WGS may, to my ears, not be giving me as much of what I want. That's understandable. I kind of felt this coming on because, like I said, I am freaking loving this old Fane speaker. Now I'm going to say this. The Reaper sounds absolutely brilliant and gorgeous. I actually like the little bit of extra warmth, though, that the Fane gives. Let's go ahead and try it on the clean channel and see if I still feel that way. Shall we? Okay, back to the clean channel and on the Fane. Let's do that Sweet Home Alabama thing here. And I'm of course between the bridge and the neck. I'm sorry, between the bridge and the middle pickup out of phase. Okay, over to the Reaper. Okay, I may have just changed my mind. I really like that sparkliness on that clean sound. Let's try a few other things like the Okay, that's the Reaper. Back to the Fane. Okay, Fane. Reaper. That's the Fane. And the Reaper. Wow. Okay. So, that actually tells me that if what you're looking for out of your Fender amp, and Bassman in this case, is that glassy, Fendery sound, the Reaper is definitely giving it to me. Wow, okay, that's kind of surprising. So there you have it, guys. If you're considering a Reaper in this kind of an amp, which doesn't really exist very many places, that could be a cool thing. I tell you what, next I'm going to go ahead and try the G12C. Now that is the classic vintage style American speaker, so this could get really interesting. This is the speaker coming up that I actually expected to sound the best on the clean setting. So y'all stay around, okay? Yes, coffee time with Vaughn. We'll be right back. Oh my, she didn't shut off, did she? Oh, these remotes.